Hey everyone, I welcome you all at Infinity Codex, and our today's topic is what is statistics and its types. Statistics is the branch of mathematics that concerns with the collection, organization, analysis, interpretation, and the presentation of the data. The basic terminologies in statistics are population and sample. Now, what is population? A collection or set of individual or objects or events whose properties are to be analyzed. And what is sample? A sample is the subset of the population. A well-chosen sample will contain most of the information of the population. Now, sampling techniques. Sampling techniques used to enforce statistical knowledge about population. Why do we use sampling techniques? Sampling is basically done because it can be easy to collect the data, is practical, cost efficient, convenient, and manageable. Example, let's say we want the average height of Indian adult male. Now, it's impossible to measure all the Indian adult males' heights. So, we take a well-chosen sample and takes its average. Now, in sampling techniques, we have two types. First is probability sampling and second is non-probability sampling. But in data science perspective, only probability sampling is important. Probability sampling contains random sampling, systematic sampling, cluster sampling, and stratified sampling. Probability sampling. It is the sampling technique in which samples from large population are chosen by using theory of probability. Now let's see each of the sampling techniques one by one. First, random sampling. Each member of the population has equal chance of being selected. For example, selecting 10 names as lucky draw winners from 1000 names. Then we have systematic sampling. In systematic sampling, every nth record is chosen from the population to be the part of the sample. For example, averaging marks of students with even roll numbers. Then we have cluster sampling. In cluster sampling, we divide a population in small groups known as clusters. Then randomly select among these clusters to form a sample. For example, from 10 rows in a classroom, selecting students on 4th row for a test. Then we have stratified sampling. In stratified sampling, population is divided into small groups known as strata. To complete the sampling process, the strata is found based on some common characteristics in the population. After dividing the population into strata, the researcher randomly selects the sample. For example, separating girls and boys in different groups and then picking up this sample. Types of statistics. We have descriptive statistics and we have inferential statistics. In descriptive, we have measure of central tendency and measure of variability. For now, we will only see descriptive statistics. We will see inferential statistics later. Now, what is descriptive statistics? It uses the data to provide description of the population, either through numerical calculation or table or graphical representation. It is mainly focused upon the main characteristics of the data. It provides graphical summary of the data. Descriptive statistics has two main types. First is measure of central tendency and then we have measure of variability. Measure of central tendency is a statistical measure that represents the summary of the data, which includes mean, median, mode. Now, what is mean? Mean is the measure of average of all the values in the data. What is median? Median of a central value of the data. To calculate the median, first we have to sort the data. And what is mode? Mode is the most recurrent value in the data. Now, what is measure of variability? Which is also called as measure of spread or measure of dispersion. It is used to describe the variability in the data. It contains range, variance, interquartile range. What is range? The difference between the lowest and the highest value is known as range. What are variance? This describes how much a random variable differs from its expected value. It means computing square of standard deviation. We will see the variance and standard deviation more when we'll study the normal distribution. Then we have IQR, which is also called as interquartile range, is the measure of variability based on dividing data into quartiles. Quartiles divide a rank ordered data in 4 equal parts, denoted as Q1, Q2, Q3 respectively. We will study this more when we will look at outliers. This is it for this video, guys. Thanks, and I will see you at the next lecture.